love you, pumpkin.
I love you, honey bunny.
Everybody be cool, this is a robbery!
Any of you fucking pricks move! And I'll execute every motherfucking last one of you!
You know, I hate that word. I wonder why a woman would use that word.
What word?
Motherfucker.
First of all, it's a movie soundtrack. You seem to be taking it kind of seriously. Second of all, she's a criminal. Motherfucker is appropriate in that context.
Yes, but don't you think a woman using motherfucker, it's still a put down of women? A put down of mothers? Motherfucker is a patriarchal term using negative connotations of the female and fucking the female to establish male dominance. Motherfucker evokes the image of fucking the mother with the intention of putting down another man. It might mean one's own mother or someone else's mother. Actually, I'm not sure what motherfucker means if a woman
I think you have to look at the historical roots of motherfucker. What is the archaeology of motherfucker? I think motherfucker has to do with sexual taboos, which are culturally defined. After all, didn't Freud name the male desire of the mother the Oedipal complex? Do you remember who Oedipus was? It was a Greek tragedy. There was a prophecy that Oedipus would kill his father and marry his mother. He did just that. And when he realized he had made real the prophecy, he gouged his eyes out with his mother's brooches.
Yeah? And what happened to Jocasta?
She hangs herself when she realizes what she has done. She has borne 4 children by her son. Incest is a fairly universal taboo. It had to be, because it produced children with genetic defects. The Greeks knew this. Oedipus had to pay with the loss of his eyesight.
He lost the male gaze, you mean to say. He lost his position of dominance over the female, his position of power.
Let me finish, Bon. Jocasta had to pay with the loss of her life and the loss of her children. And her children lost her. Her children had to pay for being born.
Wait a minute here. If motherfucker is about breaking a sexual taboo, why is her punishment worse than his?
Don't forget it was self-inflicted. In the play, Jocasta chose to hang.
I suspect motherfucker has more to do with the institution of the family, with the political and economic formation of the family, in which the male possesses the woman and the child. A motherfucker is the father. He possesses the woman. He is the authority. He has the power of the family, over the family. It's a very bourgeois concept.
I'm telling you, motherfucker is context dependent. Someone using motherfucker today does not necessarily intend a historical meaning of the word. I doubt motherfucker has anything to do with connotations of an incest taboo anymore.
I don't understand.
Historical meaning, contextual meaning. Which part do you not understand? Mother or fucker?
I think motherfucker is self-explanatory in a literal sense. It is a misogynist term.
Bonnie, sometimes you are just too fucking literal. You know that? There has to be more than one interpretation.
Okay, what does it mean to fuck the mother? What does mother signify? What does fucker signify? What does motherfucker mean in different contexts? Is it a superlative or a put down? If I say motherfucker, does it mean the same thing as a rap singer saying it on a CD?
Yeah, and how has motherfucker operated in the society over time? How has motherfucker functioned in other societies? How about other age groups? Bon, what did motherfucker mean in the 60s?
Okay, I get your point. You seldom heard motherfucker in the 60s. You seldom heard it in public. You certainly didn't see it in print very often, and it was not said in mixed company. At least not in my white, middle class.
Do you suppose motherfucker moved into popular use as a reaction to the women's movement? Is motherfucker possibly a way of limiting sexuality of women, in particular, sexuality of mothers?
To Suzanne says motherfucker is a distinctly American phrase. Australians do not say motherfucker. They are aware of motherfucker from American movies. In fact, someone may repeat motherfucker as a way of imitating an American. She says she has never heard motherfucker anywhere but in America. She says they don't say motherfucker in Europe either.
Somehow I'm not surprised. Nice image of Americans going out on film, huh? But why? Why only in America?
Maybe motherfucker still functions as a myth, much the same way the Oedipus tale functioned to reinforce the incest taboo. Maybe motherfucker is a signifier, or symbolic of a taboo. A signifier of...
Maybe motherfucker signifies something entirely different in contemporary American discourse.
Like what?
Well, okay, maybe motherfucker is no longer connected to its signifies. Maybe motherfucker is a floating signifier, ambiguous and totally dependent upon context. Maybe motherfucker is a sign that is slipping.
It's possible that people say motherfucker because they have a reason to say motherfucker. Maybe it is really about power. Maybe they feel powerless.
Or like if motherfucker means the father, then maybe motherfucker is about the power of the father over the child, or perhaps any authority figure.
Like if motherfucker means the motherland, then maybe it means fuck America.
Or fuck the Statue of Liberty. Where is the freedom you promised us? Maybe that is why motherfucker is an American word. Maybe the people who thought they were living in a democracy are angry and know they are disenfranchised.
Or maybe motherfucker means fuck Mother Earth, a late capitalist construct.
Or maybe motherfucker means fuck the church. After all, God was a motherfucker.
Explain that.
I think I can. If you look at Mary, the Virgin, the ideal non-sexual female, who is also a mother, then the Immaculate Conception and the birth of Jesus makes God the motherfucker.
I've never understood how the myths in the Bible persist and continue to limit female sexuality.
If motherfucker has to do with limiting female sexuality or establishing sexual taboos, then I wonder what is the net effect? How does the connotations of motherfucker affect male, or for that matter, female sexuality?
Maybe motherfucker, if you strip out the incest connotation, is about an older woman fucking a younger man. An older man with a younger woman is a privilege afforded the successful male. An older woman with a younger man is still a taboo. It seems to me the power of a successful female could be attractive to a younger man.
Okay, now we're getting closer to her personal interpretation of the meaning. Freud would say.
Fuck Freud.
Lacan would say.
Fuck Lacan.
Foucault would say.
Fuck Foucault.
Post-Lacanian feminists would say.
Fuck them too.
Are you saying fuck those mothers?
Yeah, I'm saying fuck them motherfuckers. I refuse to subscribe to their phallocentric ideologies. Can you imagine if Freud had been a woman or a mother? Do we have a Jocasta complex? Do you realize you have said motherfucker 62 times in one mealtime? The more you say motherfucker, the more power you give the motherfuckers. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Well, I'm saying it's slipping. I mean, we don't know what it means because it's just kind of one of those things that you can use it.
What do you mean by slip? What do you mean by
It's a
slipping?
slipping sign or signifier. It just
Which
doesn't.
means?
Well, I think my conclusion is that it has more to do with the context within which it's used, and so you have to get it from context.
What I want you to explain is what do you mean by a slipping sign?
Okay, it's not directly based on one particular meaning or one particular connotation, and it has multiple connotations, so that it's very, very hard to pin down what it means. And yet, some people are just really offended. And so I think it's a charged word at the same time. It's a very charged word. So what I was looking at was, like, what are all the different ways to understand the word? But, that's what's fascinating. And yet I very often take offense.
The reason I brought it up was just that context of the powerful, hated man who fucks your mother against her will was not something that...
The authority figure.
Right.
Well, if you go look
that it's about white guys.
But if you look at the Oedipal complex and what it means when
Right.
you do that, it's just a Freudian thing. And that's a very white interpretation.
Anybody else?
I'll go on. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I hope you can work out the timing a little bit more.
I think I can.
Just with practice.
Yeah.
It seems like you could if you just learn when to pause a little bit longer.
We had to do, the taping of that side of the conversation had to be done from an audio tape, and it's...
Right.
Yeah, but I've actually figured out another way that I might do it, so...
Well, I was really satisfied with the text of the whole piece.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great.
Of the exchange between you and
Great.
the monitors and what you included. The only thing I have a question about is I'm trying to understand the function of your earphones within the whole thing. Why you needed to have them, or to put them on before you walked out, or what that meant.
It was the
to
idea of
piece.
starting with that soundtrack from Pulp Fiction. Every time I hear that, and Honey Bunny says, all right, you motherfuckers, I'm gonna execute every motherfucking last writer. It's like I'm always like a little startled by it. When I hear it in the beginning of the Pulp Fiction CD. So it was kind of a starting point, and the idea of then changing the tape and going to the other tape which says I'm not going to use words anymore, they've lost their meaning.
I just wonder if
So
that couldn't
it's-
happen from an outside source. I was confused as to why you would be wearing headphones at the dinner table, or what that had to do with
I
the
might if I
dinner.
was having dinner alone.
Yeah.
It's a stretch, though.
I guess for me it would have been
I would
stronger
actually
as an
have had a
outside
sound system.
source.
Yeah, you mean if it had come? That's.
I'm not saying cut out the
But I
music,
need to
but-
actually turn it off, because part of the idea is that I'm saying I really hate that, and I'm turning it off. But so yeah, it's an artificial construct, and the idea of like physically changing the tape. Which I'm playing off that notion of changing the tape, which I'm playing in my head. So yeah,
Which, I don't know, in support of that, I liked it because you're having an internal conversation, and the
In my
Walkman
head.
to me, yeah, it's in your head.
what I was trying to do is this is something I might think about in my head and actually argue.
With yourself.
Alone, having dinner alone, this is the kind of argument that might go on in my head, and that's what I was trying to represent.
Well, I couldn't see from over here, but where were you looking then during the conversation? Were you
I
looking
was-
at the monitor?
I was trying to talk to
Or
the screen
down.
then, but I also was looking at the script at the same time.
Oh, that's right.
In theory, we're taping the fourth monitor, and the installation will be tomorrow, and Jocasta will be there on another monitor, and she'll be wearing this. So that will be that answering back yet on another tape. So that's the difference between the live performance and the installation. There'll be a fourth monitor sitting there wearing this.
Are you?
And that's what Alicia is taping.
Are you reading along with what they're saying on the board?
Was I?
Yeah,
To some extent.
because if you do, you may be able to solve the problem of pacing a little bit better.
What I need is, in some cases, I call them the chorus, right? The chorus. They're delivering, in some cases, a little faster or a little slower, so the pacing isn't that even. But yeah, I think I can work the timing. I can get it more precise. So sometimes I should be delivering the lines slower or faster.
I think that the thing that really makes this work is the structure of the piece, because you're dealing with some real complex issues here. Had it not been for the structure in terms of how you've set it up, it's extremely symmetrical, for example. The fact that you're having this internal dialogue, that the internal dialogue not only has this kind of academic side to it, the scholarly side to it, but also this vernacular side to it, is a really nice balance. But you have to have a structure to be able to pull that off. So the structure, I think, is very strong. The other thing is that I'm really impressed with the thoroughness of the research. The research in the sense to put this type of thing together, not just sort of spew out a bunch of words, but that what you did was research, use the kind of research you've done, and additional research in order to pull the information together to put this content.
I'm totally hooked on looking at Oedipus and how people have, I'm ready to go after what Aristotle said about it now, because it's just
Well,
reinforced over and over.
I would also suggest that you take Catherine up on her example
Yes,
of
go
going and
find
talking
that
to
one.
Larry Young
Yeah.
over at the Robeson Center, because that may also be
Yeah.
something you need to consider.
I don't know if it's late now, but why did you choose to sit here instead of possibly here, where you could have had this nice white stuff instead
Behind
of
me?
that crap you were doing?
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
That's fake.
That's fake?
Yeah. We've already got this Jocasta on tape. That's for you.
Oh, you just fucking ruined it.
Ah.
Whatever.
Yeah, you caught me.
You're spilling, Bon. You're spilling.
Along those same structure lines, I like the brooches on each of the monitors and on you.
Well,
And the
when I
fact with what happens
realized that Oedipus, that's how he blinded himself.
Yeah,
Whoa.
The brooch.
Yeah.
with Jocasta's
Yeah.
brooch. And the only structure thing I was wondering about is, I'd love to see place settings in front of
For
them.
the others.
For the others, and spread it out a little bit. I felt a little bit tight.
Cramped where? In this
You
circle?
mean-
Your circle?
Well, I think the problem, for example, is if you stand where Peter is, you really don't get an eye shot of, at least
And I
I'm
can't
I'm
see
standing on two
anything.
monitors.
Oh, you
I
did-
could once I got up a little bit, I could see most of your head
Oh,
in that
alright.
monitor.
So
But
you
then I
need
got
to-
down
you
here
need
so
to
that I
test your
could see the
sight
rest
lines
of it.
all around.
And from
this.
here, I can't see you, really. Like, I can see the edge of I can see the Walkman and your napkin.
Why can't people walk around? I mean, I really
Well,
want
they
to
could
know.
have.
They
And
could have.
Yeah,
I
you
wanted
said
to,
it could
but
have been
the-
walking
we were
around to
instructed to
see.
stand
But
in
the
the place.
taping, I didn't want to disrupt
Yeah.
that.
that's-
Yeah.
that's-
Well,
yeah,
no, we were specifically instructed to stand in a half circle.
Semicircle, not here.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
halfway through, I wanted to move over there, and then I thought, oh
Yeah,
no,
no,
there's.
it could
And-
certainly be in the round with you moving, and that would probably
And if
work
you
Would this
better.
distract you if people are walking
No,
around?
no, that would have been fine. So
And
if
if
you
this
could have
would-
gotten multiple views, that would have been helpful, huh?
And if you were
Okay.
just a monitor, like you're going to be in the installation piece, then it would feel.
You would
Oh, yeah.
easily do it, it's just the effect of that humor, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and there were tape camera was there. Yeah,
Okay,
the taping.
time to move on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now wait, before we move, who's next?
Today is the last day.